So for the new sign, for the welcome sign, we have it installed on the Blaze 5.
Yep.
Using that print screen on any of the computers and selecting the Blaze 5. We have it on the desktop. We have it mapped on the desktop, the 4K by 2K desktop, and there's going to be 2 DVI cables coming out of each of these, but most significantly to start with Blaze 5.
Yep.
And it's going to be going into the upstream DVI matrix.
Yes.
And we're going to follow the cable, follow the DVI cable to see which one of these it's going to go to. So, is one of the DVIs is going to be the left half of the desktop, and the right, and the other DVI the right half of the desktop?
Yes.
Okay. So how would I know which half it's on?
It's going to be labeled in software. Number 2 is past 1920 wide.
Okay, number 2. So if it's past 19, and that size probably shouldn't be splitting across 1920, should I? Or is that okay?
It's a good question, actually. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I never thought about that, but we are. You're right. We should probably start at 1920 and use number 2.
Okay.
So you're going to find what source it goes into. My recommendation, since it's a full HD feed, would be. So let's say it goes into number 28. It goes into 28. I would add a destination or an output.
Okay. And
there's going to be an empty port.
Okay.
You're gonna map that input to that output.
So physically look and see which one is empty.
It's empty. Plug it in.
Okay.
And then bypass the spider.
Okay.
Go right into the downstream.
Okay.
To an empty port again.
Right.
And then output it directly to your screen.
Let me ask this question: why does it even need to go into the downstream?
You're right, it wouldn't. It could go right into here.
Straight to a
controller.
Straight to a. I mean, for that thing. I mean, yes, when it's fully installed, it's going to go to a controller. But right now there isn't a controller in there for it, so it's going to. The new controller is there's just a little bit of spare space for 2 controllers. Oh, a little bit of spare space.
This is probably where the other laptops will go.
Okay.
That were shipped in today.
Okay.
The other controllers will probably go down here.
So don't have a lot of space. So that's where it's going to go, and then they're going to go out on fiber.
Yep.
And so I'm going to
trace the fiber with the laser.
With the laser to the bleacher. I'm going to shine my light down and see where it's coming out.
Well, you're gonna go underneath the bleachers, take that fiber.
Yeah.
You're gonna shine it, and it's gonna come out of this patch panel over here.
Right. That's the best way of doing it.
That's
Okay, got it. Okay, so. Okay, I got that. I configure the controller. I'm going to configure them down there, get them working. I can probably move them up here. Okay, so my next question back to this thing, if I'm just using the upstream one and going straight to a controller, then my next question is, say one of these, you just pressed 28 and it was being unused, right? So how would I program that to an output now? So we need an unused output, right?
Yeah, these aren't all being used. They're they're ghost mapped.
Okay, so they're mapped, but they're not being used. So if I look there, there's probably not a physical cable plugged into them. So there is already mapping. So if there's no physical cable on there and no physical cable there, I can probably just use that. Why is it important to go through this matrix? Why couldn't I go straight from the Blaze into the controller?
Because you have other screens.
True, because I've got other screens, but not on necessarily.
Yeah, but you need this to break it out to multiple cables. If you just took this and went straight to the controller, then you lose all the other screens because they wouldn't be getting their other feeds. Because part of that needs to go through the spider, part of that because it's shared. There's multiple screens on one cable.
Okay, but that one that we just did, I think we were just sharing it with the belly, right? Which looked like it was on the left half. So if I put it on the right half and there were no other screens on that DVI cable.
But if we were ever to add something else, it's the proper
important
practice.
It's
important.
Okay, so probably one of these. But when you said shared, we're talking about going 1-to-1.
So let's say it's going to 13.
So it's not being shared, right?
Well, 13's not happening. Let's say it's going to 8. Okay, it's inputting 8, outputting 7.
Okay.
You could add another one
Okay, and how would I do that?
So you can do it with the software like we talked about, or you can also hit 8, hit the number, and then hit take.
Okay, do that again.
8 to your destination, and then hit the take button.
And that will be added.
And that will be added.
What if I want to subtract one?
This one, hit it, it'll deselect, and then hit take.
Oh, deselect. Okay, I got that. That's pretty straightforward. I can handle that. Okay, so then it's going to go to controller, fiber, out. That much I can do. I can do that. Okay. Spider. The thing about the spider is I don't know. I don't have a manual. Don't know what it does. And so all I can do is get into it via the IP address on the front there. Looks like 172. Can you see that? 172, 36, 74, 94. We'll get into it. Probably a horribly complicated interface there. A million buttons.
More complicated than any technology I've ever seen before.
Probably best not to touch it.
Right. You can always call Christie Tech Support and they'll help support.
For these boards, everything else is going through the output matrix too?
Yeah, everything goes through everything.
Okay, so why? Because there's a limited number of inputs and outputs to this and they're being shared by multiple
Right, let's
boards.
say you want to...
But this doesn't matter because this is just going one output going to one board. It's not getting shared with anything else. If we had a bunch of these signs all around that were 1920 by 1080, we'd want to share.
Think of the matrix as like a splitter, like 1 to 4.
Yeah, I know.
Except you could split it as
it's dynamic.
It's dynamic.
I know what it's doing.
Yeah.
I need to understand why we have 2 of them, like an input and an output.
Because it needs to be broken out to go to the spider.
Right.
And then it needs to be broken out.
If the spider wasn't there, we'd only
have one.
Right.
We have 2 because of the spider.
Okay, why don't you talk about quickly the blazes and what that's all the click effects content, all the desktops that are going to all the RGB displays.
They're just computers with software.
They're all live right now.
Yeah.
There's a couple of backups, correct? These. Yes. And they could switch to those and it would copy all the files off the...
It's constantly uploaded. It refreshes every 10 seconds.
I could actually use it, if I switch to it, I could use it to run 1, 2, and 6.
If you only do 1 at a time.
Oh, okay.
So it's
1 or 2 or 6.
6. It's because they assume 2 aren't going to go out at the same time.
Okay, got it. Okay, if these computers, we're responsible for replacing graphics cards, hardware, but like if the OS dies, we probably was going to call ClickFX.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's lightware. Probably get a manual on that. That's Christie. Spider X20. Probably get a manual on that. Show me how the patches, all the fiber patches run. Show me.
Where they come from? You mean?
Yeah. So
everything goes.
Everything's coming out of Cat 5. No, everything's coming out of the 4K controllers on fiber, right?
Yeah.
It's getting patched across from the fiber output into here, and
everything.
Then everything's on fiber.
Everything's on fiber. Everything goes into here.
Right.
And then you can see it. That's it going out to the board.
And the main problems you've had have been on the patch cords. So
I've had some home run fiber issues. Most of it's been patch cords.
Okay, so you're getting a flickering or a weird thing on the main board east side. Then you would need to obviously come here and look at the fiber. What fiber that is.
A lot of times, when a fiber goes out, you'll see you'll be taking video hits. There'll be horizontal video hits that you'll be taking. The fiber lights will actually stay on. You just have to know which fiber it is.
Okay.
Fiber 1 corresponds to port 1 through 8. Fiber 2 corresponds to ports 9 through 12.
What are all these cats up here?
This breaks out the network.
Okay.
There's a network that goes to every single controller.
Yeah.
I've disconnected them all except for the main controllers because they kept stepping over each other in the software.
Got it. Now you showed me something yesterday about a bug with these indications on the backups, right?
So this is a bug.
So the main one we know that 1 to 12 are all live. We got the hexagons, and we know we're making connection. Now on the backup, we got some weird stuff going on there.
That's irrelevant.
Every backup display, we just want to ignore what it's saying.
The only time, so right here,
yeah,
We switched to backup on the west side.
Hold on, that's that one there. Yeah. What, the little yellow at the top there?
Yeah,
what
so
does that mean?
That means that backup is running.
Okay.
So that means there's an issue with the screen on the west side.
Oh. And that's there really is an issue.
There really is an issue.
Okay,
right
why
now.
didn't we get that yesterday?
We didn't see it yesterday.
Okay.
We should go take a look, actually.
Okay.
Maybe that cabinet went out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we should probably. Well, it's too late now, isn't it? Or,
Too late now, but you want to document it if there is an issue.
Okay.
You'll be here tomorrow, so you can probably take care of it.
Yeah. Okay. So the yellow means there really is an issue. Anything on the backup that's flickering,
Does
flashing,
not matter. Yeah,
doesn't
totally
matter because we updated the firmware and it's a bug. There's going to be a new firmware.
There already is a new firmware.
Right.
If you're brave enough to load it through.
No, probably going to wait till the new hire comes in and let him do it. Everything's labeled. Let's see. UPSs. We have everything on a UPS. We have nothing on a UPS.
Everything's on a UPS.
Okay, where's the UPS?
The bottom of every rack, there's
Okay,
UPSs.
bottom of every UPS. Do we get alarms on the UPSs?
They're not hooked up for remote alarms. They audio. There's an audio alarm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have we had any problems with any power in here?
No, never.
Problems with air conditioning in here?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Okay.
This is supposed to be up there.
It's not venting.
It's supposed to be better. This
So-
is not really our responsibility, though.
Okay. Well, it is when it fails, right? When the room fails, when the
Yeah.
servers fail, yeah.
Not that that really helps, but
Okay. Other relevant things that you can think of. Whose hard drive is that down there?
just loading and stuff.
Okay.
KVMs.
Okay.
Like 4 or 5 times this year, the mouse has gotten frozen.
When you're saying KVM, you're not talking about, well, what are you talking about?
These are all KVMs.
Okay. Okay, so this because there's no keyboard on this thing, this is a keyboard that extends to the control room.
It's a KVM matrix.
Okay.
A lot of times, not a lot of times, a few times, the
So let me it's going on network to a device like this in the control room that their monitor, the keyboard, and their mouse is plugged into.
when we hit print screen and hop between,
Yeah.
we're going through the this KVM matrix, Avocet.
Okay.
So sometimes the mouse will get frozen.
Yeah.
It's very hard to service just because of the way they are.
And we're responsible for them?
Yes. You see on the back.
Do we have spares?
No.
Okay, so how can we service
See
them
this
if we don't-
this cable that looks like a printer cable?
Yeah.
It needs to be reseated if
Okay.
the mouse freezes. That's the only issue we've had.
Okay, how do I know which KVM is
They're all
which
labeled.
place?
Blaze 6, Blaze 5, Blaze 4, Blaze 3.
Okay.
All labeled.
So, like a guy, if he does that print screen thing and he switches to Blaze 1, he is connected to this computer via the KVM that
Yeah.
goes to that.
Yeah.
Correct. And this thing over here is doing the switching to.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. And to what degree are we responsible for service? I mean, like
Everything.
If we,
We own everything.
if we don't have any spares, all we can do is kind of reset it or something.
We don't have any spares. We have to order another one immediately.
Okay, so immediately. But you've never had to do that? You have. Never had to do it. But the day will come when it fails, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any documentation on that stuff?
So I reached out to Diversify to get all our documentation because I've never had it. I've just kind of held it in my head.
Yeah.
Apparently we haven't paid them. So
Oh, okay.
Alex doesn't think we're going to get the documentation for this project.
Why haven't we paid them? I mean, the stuff's working, right?
Yeah, I mean that's above my pay grade.
Right. So we get into arguments when people don't pay us and scream at each other, and then we just don't stiff someone else. Okay. Okay, I get what those and this thing that you're installing, this computer, has something to do with the KVM. What were these two laptops we were talking about? You said...
Oh, the two new computers?
Yeah.
They're just rack-mounted computers.
Yeah.
They're going to
go here.
You know, 2 RUs each, so it's going to fill these 2 holes.
Yeah.
And those are going to be connected physically with USB cables, daisy chained to all the rest of the controllers.
Oh.
So that way
what's the advantage of that?
That way you have remote access to every controller rather than just the main screens.
Just the 8 that they're connected to.
So these 8 are network.
Yeah.
These are going to be, there's going to be a USB A to B cable going into here. Daisy chain, daisy chain, daisy chain, daisy chain, daisy chain.
Okay, so when I go in, I'll have a whole list of serial ports, and can get into any one.
Yeah,
okay,
so
why 2 computers?
Because I don't think you can go more than you can only have so many daisy chain. There's a hard max.
Is this something that was part of the original bid, or it's just something to aid the tech, or
something to aid us?
Okay, this is something you asked for.
Alex Gomez asked for it.
What does he care? It's something he tried to do, and he
because
couldn't do
many
it.
times I've had to have him come here
and
to
he
send an RCFG
had to move
file.
that cable, and he's like, "Screw this."
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have it should have been done in the beginning.
Right.
It just wasn't.
Right. It's
We
not.
assumed
it's not a deal breaker for like.
No, but Alex has been. He really wants it installed. Like, he wanted me to do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's important if you have time to do it before you leave, because then, even if we have to send an RCFG file to North, if the RCFG file goes out, which has happened on one of the screens.
How do I get it on the network?
Just use there's extra network cables out back there. They all work.
They're just going to DHCP.
Yeah.
Get assign an IP.
They're set for static. That's okay.
So I need to put the computer on the network on a static IP.
You're going to have to work with the IT guys here to set it up.
Who's that?
Talk to Alan and he'll talk.
Okay.
Get you connected with IT.
And so these rack mounts they have sliding keyboard too.
Yeah, it'll be like this. It'll be 2 RU.
So it'll be a computer and a switch, and it will fit in that port.
That's what Nick said. Yeah, it'll be very basic.
And as far as the monitor for it goes, it will come into here. No?
It's going to be a monitor and computer.
Oh, it'll be the whole thing.
2 RU.
Okay, yeah. Got it. Okay. And there's power back there. There's network. Okay.
Because if not, like I said, if we lose an RCFG file,
it's going in there.
Before a game, we have to call Alex. He has to get it on a train across the city to come here just to load a file. Yeah. You know, it's to stop him from having to do all that.
Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to back up every single, probably read every RCFG file with 5.1, and I'm going to at least read one from every sign, and I'm going to read every configuration. I'm going to save that. These like this matrix, DVI matrix. I mean, does that have a backup? I mean, what if that crashed?
That's a good question. That I don't know.
I mean, it's all running on software, I assume, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't forget that was all installed and supported originally by ClickEffects. So I got thrown into this stuff, this part of the rack. That before I did not support
I mean, the
that at all.
Spider must have like a backup file, configuration file too, right?
Yeah, it must.
I mean, everything can crash.
It must.
Probably will one day.
Don't forget, I mean, there's no reason to save a primary and a backup config file. They're the same.
Right.
The controller's just set. Also, all the corners, they're all the same.
Right.
All the wedges, they're all the same. One file is plenty. All the bellies, even east and west, it's all the same. One file is fine.
Okay, got it. All right. Any other? What is this connected to? This monitor right now?
All right. So this is this long cable you see right here.
Yeah.
It's just, if I need to troubleshoot something, I'll plug it into the monitor port.
But the 4Ks don't have a monitor.
The 4Ks don't, no.
So
anything but the 4Ks.
I can't monitor the 4Ks.
No.
I'd have to physically unplug them. No, but then it wouldn't be a 4K output.
This is 4K.
All I could, right? But there's only an input. There's no output. So I can't really monitor the 4Ks.
You can't monitor the 4Ks at all.
What about if you and it's a set resolution too? It wouldn't resolve to this.
Yeah, no, you can't monitor the
right, because it's 286 or whatever, 2860, whatever it is. Okay, so I just there's no way I know that there's even content. Say that DVI switcher failed, the output failed. There's no way I could plug a monitor into that to see that it has failed.
Agreed.
I'd maybe have to try it on a different controller and see if it's not working
Yeah.
on that, and just assume.
Agreed. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to stop that.